celebration last night. Pretty hyped crowd as Indiana took 2-1 lead over the favored Oklahoma City Thunder, and still favored Oklahoma City Thunder.
If it's Indiana could be up 12 with 1:13 to go, and the Thunder will be favored in the series. So don't have to worry about that.
Just long as Indiana keeps playing defense the way they're playing, they're causing the turnovers that they're causing, getting the performances off their bench like they're getting, they are every bit a live dog, in my opinion, anyway.
So we were split. Us four. Me and Bruce thought the Pacers would win. This was after game one.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Max thought that Oklahoma City would win. Oklahoma City still favoring a decent amount. It's 80, you said? 230? 220?
Arkansas. The Indiana college baseball. Indiana coming back plus 188, and 240 was what I saw, minus 240 for Oklahoma City. That was
so. Each team is held serve at home. 2 games later. Changes your mind?
I think Indiana's got a great shot to win this series. I really do. I think that I'm trying to get out of my head that Oklahoma City led for all but 2 minutes of the first 2 games, okay? Because I made that mistake with Boston. I said that when Boston, they went back to Madison Square Garden down 0-2 in that series, and I said, but Boston has led all but, maybe it was more than 2 minutes, but all but like six minutes of those first 2 games against the Knicks, and the Knicks had reeled them in both times. So Boston, really kind of the better team. And then Boston won Game 3, and I'm like, okay, this is going to even out. And then the Knicks did what they did in Game 4. So I don't want to make that same mistake again, just because OKC has led for the majority of the first 2 games, that they are far and away the better team. I think that it's a hell of a lot closer than these point spreads have maybe indicated. We saw some double-digit spreads in the first 2 games, and a 5.5-point home dog in the finals. That's kind of a lot. So I think that the odds makers have probably undervalued Indiana a little bit.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. I'll bring both of you guys up, you and Max, but I mean, that's funny you bring up the Celtics-Knicks series, because this series reminds me of that one. And, Oklahoma City can win by a lot. They showed that. But, man, when these games get tight, it's a big advantage to Indiana. And just like when the games were tight, even though, the Celtics were the big favorite, before Tatum went, when it gets tight, New York was way more comfortable.
And so why do you think that is with Indiana?
Well, they're obviously
older.
Clutch.
They're older, I get that.
No.
As a team, they're older. But anything else?
Yeah. I mean, are they clutch?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Are they comfortable in a big spot? Yeah. I mean, they love it. I mean, they've done it over and over. I mean, more than I can remember in my lifetime, as far as NBA teams and these wire games and just coming through in a clutch, and Halliburton leading the show there. I mean, they're at their best when it's within 5 in the last 2 minutes of the game, or the 5 and 5. I mean, you could see, I can watch Boston when all of a sudden New York caught up. Okay, now it's a 1-possession game. Man, they got tight. I can see. And this was in the Denver series, too. When Denver would get to – now when Indiana get – last night, or game 1, when it got to – Oklahoma City got tight. They just kind of – they were very tentative and just got poor shots and poor possessions. And Indiana's just – they're like they're freewheeling. They don't care.
The other thing that was, evident in this game, Oklahoma City's supposed to be one of, if not the deepest team in the league.
Oh, I think Indiana's deeper than them.
They are. That was at least that was my perception coming in, and in this series, but especially last night, the Indiana bench has outplayed them. And you get T.J. McConnell comes in. Okay, now his minutes. This is about what he's played. It's the points he's played. The defense. He had 5 steals coming into this series in the playoffs. He had 5 last night.
He was huge.
It was, and the biggest backbreaker I thought was when he got Alex Caruso to make a mistake that you don't expect a player of Caruso's experience to make on the inbound, where he just gives them a free 2. And a free 2 at that point feels like such a gigantic momentum swing. And it's just it's an unforced
Well,
error
okay,
in tennis.
see,
It's a missed short putt, whatever you want to analogy. You don't make that mistake. And there's McConnell, who's kind of like Johnny on the spot every time they needed him last night.
I agree with you 100% because that sticks out in my head, too, because it was one time where Oklahoma City had flipped the first had the halftime deficit and had a chance to create a little distance between themselves and the Pacers. And there's McConnell just, nope, we're back square again. I thought, no, the time, not just the steals, the amount of, but at the time it seemed to be some big possessions that he stole for some easy buckets. We're on the same page there.
They, in the fourth quarter, limited SGA's shots, and they were willing to let Chet Holmgren have some room, okay? They forced him into some wild drives that forced him into some bad shots. The one play that really surprised me was he gets a shot blocked by Miles Turner, and Turner's flat-footed, okay? You're Holmgren, you're 7'3" or whatever he is. You're not supposed to get that three-point shot blocked. So their defense made uncanny play after uncanny play. And, look, they go this game 4, they go up 3-1, man. I don't know if Oklahoma City can beat them 3 times in a row. I hate to say must win early in the series, but, man, you go up 3-1, Indiana's going to be hard to beat.
Max, is the title on the line Friday night?
I think so. I actually think that might decide it. And that's not to discredit Indiana, but certainly the odds would suggest if Oklahoma City wins.
Man, screw the odds. The odds have been off the whole.
Sure.
I mean, listen. You want to go through their odds? They were pick 'em against Milwaukee.
Sure.
They were pick 'em in the series against Milwaukee. How'd that work out?
I mean, they got exhausted last night, and Henry was right about Chet getting more time than Hartenstein. We didn't see a whole lot from Hartenstein, but I need more out of Holmgren. He had 20 and 10, but he missed a lot of shots. I thought his effort was not great defensively at times, which of course he's going to need effort because he's a smaller guy. Siakam's had a good series. They're getting too many, kind of 50-50 balls, I think, Indiana. So Holmgren's got to step it up. SGA, he didn't have his best game, but I still think I still lean to the Thunder, but the Pacers, as fun as they are to watch, I mean, they're proving themselves to be a great team. Consider they were 66-1 to win the finals when the playoffs started. They were in the playoffs. They were 66-1.
Charlie, I just the odds are. I mean, look again. I mean, they could be 3-1 and they could still make it a pick 'em, in the series. But a lot of those odds are based on a regular season. Well, Indiana had a poor start to the regular season, but who is? The Pacers have not been behind in any series this postseason. I mean, we could. Okay, the regular season gives us here, but what have they done? Have they struggled? Now they had these crazy comebacks, but they haven't been down in a series in games yet. It's funny, Charlie, you bring up Arkansas College World Series because it's on your mind. It's on everybody's mind. We're not gone, but when we're not gone, but I remember the old days, and I remember a term that the old timers like Hilton Lebo and Dougie Kosman and Brick Wall and Robert King, Barrett, a term that they use that I described the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Front runners?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They can beat the hell out of people.
Yeah.
And they look great when they're doing it, huh?
But
when it gets tight, dude.
They've done it for most of the season. No, you're right.
They are some front runners,
including,
man. And they're so young. See, this is part of, that
process.
is a young trait. How about the coach? What kind of experience does he have?
None.
Max?
Not at this level. Not
you don't think Carlisle is doing a number on him?
We identified Carlisle as a big advantage for Indiana early in the playoffs. I mean, this guy's got a ring. He's been to the playoffs with multiple teams.
What?
And
He's
he
favored
knows
over
team.
the Pacers. He's favored over the Pacers. So if the Pacers finish him off, maybe the Thunder will give the Knicks permission to talk to him.
How many?
Because he lost as a favorite to the Pacers, so he's got to go, huh?
How many are we up to, Max? 6? The coaches at the Knicks have to talk to?
It might be that high now.
It's 5. I'm not joking. It's 5. After getting turned down 4 times.
So where's Willie Green on this list?
20. Let's see. You got to eliminate the Knicks in the 5 teams. 23, 24. They had the nerve to call the Bulls and ask about Billy Donovan after they've been turned down 4 times. It's like, dude, Tony Kornheiser used the perfect word yesterday. I was watching PTI yesterday about the Knicks' attitude toward that. He said, "This is arrogance. This is the ultimate in arrogance that you think that you can just go shopping in the head coaching aisle for every other NBA team. You know,
if they don't want their coach, they would have fired him.
Yes. Who are you?
It's more than arrogance. It's just stupidity.
I mean,
it's stupidity.
It goes off the charts. U.S. Open.
I mean, your boy. I think Kenny Chesney's at the Sphere, so concentrate on the Sphere.
Yes,
Dolan,
get out of the office, man.
His GM is he's just Dolan's signing his checks, so he's got to be the front man, and he doesn't like to go out there and answer any questions. He's rarely available to the media, but he's actually not a dummy. But you got to let your people do their work. Go do the animation at the Sphere.
Do something else, man. Do something else. U.S. Open underway. Golf course is hard. Only 8 golfers are under par here as we're in the middle of the day. J.J. Spawn is 4 under par. He has the lead by 2 strokes over a group of golfers. He doesn't have a bogey today, and he's got 4 birdies. Siwoo Kim, Thomas Detry, both at 2 under par. Bryson DeChambeau, who was hanging around at par, has just bogeyed. Well, actually, that's a couple holes back. Now, he is +1, but still certainly within contention. He's 5 shots out of the lead. Rory McIlroy, new driver and all, is even par through 14 holes today. And Harris English was another popular pick. He's having a rough go at +3 through 15 today. Shane Lowry, who was another pick that I kind of liked, and a couple others. He has an eagle on his first round, and is still 5 over par, just to give you kind of an idea of how things are going. Scotty Scheffler goes off here in a little over an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes or so. Sam Burns right before him. That group also includes John Rahm is in that group, and Sepp Straka, who is another, and Colin Morikawa. All of these guys have been mentioned. So the golf course is playing pretty true to form at Oakmont. Although, Max, did you see the guy? And I'm blanking. Moldovan, whatever. He goes up to number 1. Has got about 100-footer, 120-footer downhill or whatever it was, and he just drains this thing for an eagle. On number
yards.
1.
Yeah,
he just
fairway.
I mean, he's just kind of pushing this thing up the but he has nothing but red numbers since
6 over.
Over par numbers since then.
The scoring average today is going to be about 5 over par, which is the hardest since 2018 when Shinnecock played 6.5 strokes over par in the very first round. But that was wind induced. There's no wind today. It's just playing hard. It's playing harder than it did in 2016 when the winning score was 4 under par. So it is a very hard golf course right now. The pins they've added are playing very difficult. They tucked them behind some little fingers and crevices in the green. And the one thing I'd mention, Charlie, just to disagree, you said Harris English off to a rough start at 3 over par. 3 over is actually a good round.
Yeah, it's not bad. You're right. Yeah.
You have to look at this a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Just because they're over par does not necessarily mean they're playing bad. Bryson's 2 over right now. I think he's in a good spot, to be honest, despite just bogeying.
So I'm looking at it. I'm just estimating here, but 8 golfers under par right now. Mm-hmm. About a handful at even par, but 8 under and about 55 over.
What are we projecting?
No, 1.5. Max, you telling me somebody's going to shoot -2 or better?
What's going to decide it is the weather. We're supposed to get rain, maybe Saturday, Sunday, perhaps even tomorrow.
Oh, to calm the greens down.
Softer conditions favors.
This guy. I mean, every time you try and get a damn answer out of him, well, it's the weather. Freaking everything's the damn weather. You know,
it's an outdoor sport.
We're playing in the Final Four. LSU brought Will Wade back. We're in the Final Four in New Orleans. What's going to turn? Well, the dome, the weather. Everything's the damn weather.
The wind could be blowing at half court.
Everything.
I follow outdoor sports, so yeah, the weather is important. You got to track it.
We lean on you.
We know you wanted to be a weatherman. Yeah. We know, Max. You get it in. Speaking of the weather, Charlie, when it gets hot, that means crawfish season is over, right?
Yeah.
This is the last weekend of crawfish season. This through Father's Day. It's kind of a last little gift to Dad on the way out. We are boiling crawfish tonight and through the weekend, and then that's it. And right after that, what do you boil?
Shrimp.
damn, this dude. Max, help him out. What do you boil after the crawfish season when it's hot? You can only get them when it's hot? You don't know either, huh? Crabs.
Oh, okay. Of course, yeah.
Okay, crabs. Jeez, Pete. So we don't know if it's going to be immediately next week, but soon, very soon. I love that. Now, watch out, Charlie. It's like a battlefield when I'm eating boiled crabs. Shells are flying everywhere. All right, but, man.
It's a tougher peel.
It takes a pace, but, man, a hot day, you come in here, it's cool, and you watch the baseball game or whatever, and you sit down and get a cold beer with some boiled crabs. Oh, I love it,
I think
man.
they're running well. I think they're going to run well this year.
Here he goes now, trying to recover. So don't forget over here, man. You know who we think about when I see the pork chops with the red beans over here and a big old bowl of red beans? I think of Mayo.
Of course,
he would have a ball. He's going to be with me 11th of July. Charlie's off. We're off on the 3rd and 4th of July, and then Charlie's off the following week. Mayo will be with me at Rufino's that day, but I might have to swing him over here to get some red beans as well. So Sammy's Grill, the original Sammy's Grill on Highland and Starring.
Live at Sammy's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crowstead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crowstead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. The Chuck Oliver Show. Weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. New Handycast up this week, getting into LSU baseball as they get ready for Arkansas on Saturday night. Me and Dan Canterbury, Handycast on YouTube right now. We're at Sammy's. A few things about Arkansas, which, Jimmy, we got some totals. We got some odds on this game. LSU plus 100, basically an even money deal in this thing. Arkansas is the favorite, a small favorite in this game.
Which I disagree with, but anyway.
Yeah, and I'm about to kind of give you an idea as to maybe a little bit of why. So these teams played in the regular season about a month ago, and LSU won 2 out of 3. They won the first game of the series in extra innings. That was one of the 117 games, and they won that one 5-4 in 10 innings. They run ruled them. In the second game, that was just the third start back for Gage Wood, and Ianson was terrific, and the bats got after Arkansas pretty good. And then the Hogs salvaged game 3 by a score 7-4. Zach Root is pitching as well as anybody in the country. When he came in to face LSU, he was coming off of a great game against Texas, but before that he had been scuffling a little bit. He'd gone 4 straight games without getting out of the 6th inning, giving up 3 to 5 runs in all of those games. But since then, since May the 1st, Zach Root's been as hot as any pitcher. 8 shutout innings against Texas, 6 innings of 2-run baseball against LSU in a game that Arkansas lost. Now, he did get roughed up in the first series against Tennessee, gave up 4 runs in 3 2/3, but in the 3 games since then, 4 innings against Ole Miss where they were holding him, only 1 run in the tournament, and he's thrown 13 innings in the NCAA tournament and only given up 1 run. So you go back, since the LSU series, his ERA is 2.61. If you want to go back to that Texas series, this is everything since May the 1st. His ERA is 2.07. And Arkansas's got plenty of bullpen. We talked about the second starter coming back, Gage Wood. Well, that allows them to not have to use a guy like Gabe Gackle in the rotation, which he was their Friday night guy for a while, but has been more of a bullpen guy in the postseason. To have him and Aiden Jimenez, who also threw in that first game against LSU, these are power arms. These are terrific swing guys. They both started and been out of the bullpen. Think Kason Evans type of usage for Arkansas. Dylan Carter has been really, really good for them. They got about 6 relievers that they can really count on, and now 2 starters. Now, Cade Anderson has been just about as good. The line against West Virginia is going to throw a lot of people off if they didn't see the game and just looked at it. It goes 7 innings, 6 earned runs. Well, that looks bad, except that LSU was up 7 runs by the time he gave up his second run. He was pitching in the heat. He was trying to, I don't want to say get the game over with, but he was going to throw strikes. And, well, if you hit it, go ahead and hit it, but we're going to try to get out of here. Before that, 7 shutout innings against Dallas Baptist, 6 2/3 strong against South Carolina, 5 2/3 against Arkansas. He gave up the 3 runs. But LSU ended up winning a game in extra innings. So these are 2 pitchers that are pitching about as well as you can pitch, and I call it, like that first game, kind of a straight toss-up. When people say that Arkansas has the best lineup and the best team, the most balanced team, we've taken a little umbrage with that. I think it's pretty much a toss-up with LSU. But let me give you an example of why people say that. Wahiwa Aloy was the player of the year in the Southeastern Conference, Arkansas starting shortstop. And I know you take defense into account here too. Wahiwa Aloy, the player of the year in the Southeastern Conference, was 5th this is just in SEC games, was 5th on Arkansas in batting average, 2nd in total bases, 3rd in RBI, 6th in on-base percentage, and 4th in slugging percentage. I could make a case that Cam Cozile was a better hitter for Arkansas from start to finish in SEC play than Wahia Aloy. Jimmy, if the SEC Player of the Year is, statistically at least, maybe the 3rd or 4th best hitter on your team in conference play, you got a pretty stout lineup. Now, they take into account everything. And I said it at the time, I would have voted for Ace Reese from Mississippi State as a Player of the Year. But Aloy is fantastic. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. And especially defensively, he brings a lot to the table. But when you got imagine last year, if 2 years ago, if Dylan Cruz would have been the Golden Spikes Award winner and had 2 or 3 guys hitting just as well as him on the team. That's kind of what you're looking at. That's why Arkansas is so highly thought of, just some of those numbers that I just ran by you.
Well, I also think that they're just more well-rounded, than, kind of a little bit more balanced in people, make that comment. But Arkansas is not better than LSU. They don't have a better roster. These are the – but Arkansas, why are they getting bet? Because this thing opened up a pick'em. And it's the money that has moved Arkansas to a slight favorite now. Yep. I thought that LSU with Anderson, who's going to be projected as the number 1 pick. I mean, you got a national seed with the number 1 pick throwing. Should be a favorite, huh?
Yeah. Do you think people are looking at that line against West Virginia, 6 runs in 7 innings? Because again,
no, but Arkansas is just a higher seed.
They are.
So they're a higher seed. Yeah. So they're just they're betting a little bit. Well, that's not uncommon there, okay. But maybe a little bit. But I mean, it's just
one other number I think is significant for Arkansas is they were 37-4 at home. There were 2 games over 500 away from home, either road games or neutral sites. They were damn near impossible to beat in that park. Now LSU had a little bit of similar numbers. They were 4 games over 500 away from the box and 35-6 at home. So a lot of similarities between these two teams. But Arkansas was good at home.
There's a major dissimilarity too, and that is how many titles does one team have? And we're not talking about 40, 50 years ago. This has been a run where LSU has been to Omaha way more. They've won way more. Arkansas has never won it. That's part of it. I'm sorry, including this staff just 2 years ago.
Does it really matter for these teams though? I mean,
absolutely. Until you do it, you don't think LSU has an advantage over because of their program history and just you expect to be there? Who expects to be there more than LSU?
Nobody.
Who is more comfortable on this stage?
These players, though, with just a couple of exceptions. I mean, there's 8 players that run the 23 championship team.
It's just kind of,
but only a couple of them played.
The coach has gotten. He has one.
The coach has got one. Van Horn's been here twice as many times as Johnson. I mean, he's familiar with the landscape.
He doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one, but he's been there 10 times.
Van Horn's excellent, Charlie. Yeah. But
I'm just saying.
I'm looking at batters. The Celtics. They got 10. This team's got none. Well, that means something. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, but it didn't mean anything this year. The Knicks, who hadn't won in 50 years, beat the Celtics, who won last year. These teams. I'm not arguing program history. LSU's way out in front.
Oh, well, you got your mind made up, and that's fine.
But
I think LSU's a favorite in this game. I was wrong, but they've been bet. And I'll tell you what, I'm taking them. Arkansas's a higher seed. It's not uncommon for the betting public to bet the higher seed. Do they have a higher RPI? Yes, they do.
They do.
So I'm telling you some of the intangibles and things like that, and I'm sorry, but the Pacers are making this run because part of their last year's playoff seasoning.
Okay, yeah.
That's important.
Oklahoma
City is falling below expectations, and whether they come back and win or not, well, they still say they are going to come back and win it, was according to the odds, but they are having more problems because they're so damn young and inexperienced.
And Arkansas did fall in the regionals the last 2 years. There's a lot of players, that are left over from that. So this is their first trip. I think that these two teams are very equal. I will be on LSU. I think that they are. If I'm going to get Kate Anderson at that price, hell yes.
Well, one thing that everybody agrees on, and that is, and we got to go to Colucci. We're already at 11:30. We're past break. But anyway, all these games are going. They're betting the under. So LSU opened up 10. It's at 9.5, 9. right now. Coastal Carolina opened up 9.5. It's going to 9, 8.5 some places. UCLA and Murray State's holding at 11. Oregon State and Louisville is going from 10 to 9.5. So I guess just slightly blowing in is what we looked at earlier in the week. But this is I'm not the only one that favors the unders when they move to this park.
Slightly in from right through the weekend.
Arkansas, big home run team that doesn't play to their favor if the wind's blowing in.
To
when this game
anybody.
starts. And the runs should be down, I would think. You got a lot of good pitching in this tournament, too.
At the park.
The park
dominates.
Park's a pitcher's park.
The park dominates. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get when you dial 296-0060. Our great team at Legacy Title: Ashley Bonham-Donald, Mariana Broussard-Haynes, Adrian Reese-Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Sammy's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United.
Can you guys text Colucci, please?
Colucci's not answering.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's on.
He's
hey,
on.
Colucci,
No, all right,
we got you coming on right after this, and I'll put you on hold, okay? All right, thank you. All right, false alarm. He's on.
Thanks. Financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, well, flowers to my man. We got to throw him his roses because he was the one and kind of blindsided us a few weeks ago, about a month ago, Charlie.
Well, we were at the other Sammy's on in Prairieville.
Is that right?
We got this story.
But he first tipped us off on this story that it's coming to fruition. It does not look like, 99% chance. There will be no racing for the 2025-26 season this year. And Churchill Downs sending a letter that they are forfeiting their licenses and probably moving on. So we'll have to see from there. If somebody buys it and reopens it and backs it, we'll see about that. Miss Gail Benson, on their New Orleans Saints and Pelicans, and it wasn't her, but her spokesperson put out a statement saying they are not buyers at this point. They're not suitors at this point, and as far as they're concerned, they don't know if the fairgrounds is up for sale. So she wanted to eliminate because everybody's flooding toward her as like a natural. Saying, okay, who's capable of buying this outfit? So Colucci, well done, buddy. Good job because it did come to fruition.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. No, guys, you know how I am with the horse racing landscape, and I have a few questions that I wanted to ask you guys. Is it a landmark? Can they sell the property? This is what Churchill looks to do. You saw what they did to Arlington Park, but this is the oldest racetrack in America now. So I don't know if the state will step in. That's what you guys have to answer because you guys are there. But will the state eventually step in and, forbid a sale? Or also could the state come in and operate similar to the NYRA? It's just so disheartening how much money and how many jobs are generated by a facility like Fairgrounds. And yet the state just wants to turn a blind eye. They really don't care how many people are employed by that facility, how many livelihoods are affected, and that's the disappointing factor. The NYRA for years was just somewhat of a corrupt organization, and the state eventually just came in, shut the OTB facilities because they were hurting, on-track attendance, and basically holds the license now and operates, and you see what they're doing with Elmar Park. It's just going to be a fabulous facility similar to Maidan in Dubai. So, I'm hoping that the state or somebody comes in and suits or a potential buyer that will operate a race meet. But those people are few and far between, Jimmy. You know that. Look at what the Stronach Group is doing to Florida. They're destroying racing there. They've sold off all their racetracks. They're eventually going to close Santa Anita possibly. And it's just disheartening that these private entities are just there to line their pockets. And you're talking about Churchill Downs, who we stated in the show a month ago. They make billions of dollars in profit. So to just lose a slot license and throw it all away, maybe the state should grant them a slot license. Maybe they should look at it a little closer before affecting all these livelihoods.
When you did first, tip us off onto this, I called, made some calls, and it was like, people that kind of they're right in the middle of all this, and they were like, man, it's a third. It's a third of a chance they could not race. A third of a chance they could not sell. It's a third of a chance they could do this, whatever. I did say I don't know if it's a national historic landmark or not. But I do know that the zoning commission would not let them just come in there and we're going to turn it into real estate, as far as, they go big condo. So they do have that. And so there is some, and that's why we were saying as far as our initial response was it is coveted, with the Jazz Fest and with everything, as far as the sentimental value, the city has a lot of a lot of flaws how they do business. But heck, they ran Disney World off. So, but anyway, we'll see. And if somebody's going to step in and buy it. The problem is, what I do know is, if they want to give them certain concessions, okay, and there's businesses that come in that get certain concessions, tax breaks or subsidies and whatever, including the damn New Orleans Saints. I mean, who gets more concessions than them, and they make money, head over field. But if I know this, Hollywood Park, Arlington, this one, I mean, they're shutting down. Omaha, Nebraska, Exarban, we used to go there. I mean, they're shutting down racetracks left and right. So it is a tough industry. And so they're going to, if they don't want to give Churchill Downs the subsidy or the concessions, they're going to have to give somebody else. I mean, so you're going to try and just, I'm going to invest in something that's dying, it's a dying breed?
And let's, Clutch asked about could the state come in and grant them the slot license. It's not that simple. They went to the Supreme Court with this thing. The Supreme Court ruled against them. So to get this, it's not something that the governor can just pencil whip. They'd have to put it on a parish-by-parish vote. Churchill Downs has got 13 off-track betting parlors in the state as well as this, and they'd have to put this thing on the ballot as it stands right now. So just granting them a slot license is not the easiest thing to do.
Gotcha. That's great information, Charlie, because when you go to the Supreme Court and you get voted down, then it becomes a lot of red tape and a lot of details.
Let me ask you, Kaluch, you're a horse racing enthusiast. You're knowledgeable, okay? You've been to Saratoga's, not going anywhere. Del Mar, not going anywhere. Keeneland, a place like that, and Churchill Downs. But you think like a Belmont, where they're investing so much in it, you think that's going to turn it around?
Well, I think that the NYRA is a successful business, and that's the way the state looks at it. I mean, they make so many dollars. And, Aqueduct is attached to a casino. You have to keep that in mind. So that's just a tremendous revenue, and they just latch on to that. But that's going to go away. And they do have, the state funding and granting. So it's not an issue with the NYRA. A lot of people were upset because their tax dollars are going to refurbishing Belmont Park. But when you see this facility, they've already mission accomplished with the Breeders' Cup coming there in 2027, which is tremendous revenue, television, all that. So the NYRA is doing a great job. I mean, if I opened their books, I'm sure that the Saratoga Beat alone pays their bills. So, I mean, it's just apples and oranges because the state operates it. Churchill Downs is a singular entity, and if they're not making the best that they can make, they're just going to turn their back on it. And this is what Stronach's group has done. This is what Churchill Downs has done. And, for years and years, we didn't have, pari-mutuel wagering on the Kentucky Derby. It was like a 3-4 year stretch where we didn't have it. So negotiating with Churchill at times can be very difficult. And when you pull the slots off the table, I mean, a lot of these people are going to scamper. They're going to go to Delta Downs, Evangeline, a lot of these other tracks, even Louisiana Downs. You may have all these preps, the fabulous races that lead into the Triple Crown that are in, held at the fairgrounds. You may move even to Louisiana Downs. So, there's a lot of patchwork that needs to be done here. And it's a shame that, I was correct in this instance to where there will not be a race week unless there's a lot of work done, and it doesn't seem like it could get done in that short period of time, like you guys have said.
Another piece of information, I don't know if you talked about it before, but on the air or just off the air with me, I can't remember. But I mean, the trainers were kind of they were picking up and moving. Was it to Delta Downs or Texas Track? I mean, they had this is not surprising them by any stretch. They did this months ago, huh?
Correct. And, they know what's going on. I mean, you're seeing a lot of top trainers now move to Churchill out of California. I've noticed that Pete Erton, a good friend of mine, he has, a big string now at Churchill Downs to where he's getting nervous outside of Del Mar how the Southern California business is going to operate. So, like you said, Jimmy, this is going on for years and years and years. So many racetracks have been closed. And most of the facilities, I mean, it's a shame, but they're not even entertaining what they could do with the fairgrounds because Hollywood Park, like you said, you did have SoFi Stadium in the plans. They played around with Arlington. Originally, that was going to be the home of the Bears, and they tried to do something on the waterfront. Now they're going back to the Arlington Park land to possibly build a new facility for the Chicago Bears. So, we'll see what New Orleans does. Like you said, the Jazz and Heritage Fest, all this going on, we'll definitely have our ear to the post and give information as soon as I get it or as soon as you guys hear anything. We will definitely pass it on to all these fabulous listeners in the Baton Rouge and New Orleans and southern area of the United States, because it's important. It's important. This is the fairground. This is not just some rinky-dink track. This is tradition, oldest racetrack in America, and we have to keep this going. I mean, I just don't understand the thought process of Churchill Downs. They can make billions of dollars off Turfway, off Churchill, Oak Lawn. They control the contracts, fairgrounds, yet they won't invest at all. They don't have slots that pay for all the, purses and after the trainers, and to the owners. They're just not going to do it.
And that's why they have made so much money, because they don't care about all the other stuff. They're just running it as a business and don't care about the sentimentality of it, and they're going to pull out. Anyway. Let's move on to the NBA Finals. Let me ask you for one more. What'd you think of the Belmont?
It was a fabulous race. I mean, it was just great. The three top horses, the 3-year-olds in the country went to battle, and same result as the Kentucky Derby. Sovereignty is just a monster. I mean, Bill Mott had him conditioned so well. He won the race rather easily. Credit to journalism. He competed in all three legs, and he ran his heart out. I mean, he made that move off the turn. I thought he was going to kick clear, but Sovereignty reeled him right in. Baeza seems to, he needs to learn a little more and definitely mature a little more to be with the top two horses. But if you look at his race, he just didn't like the racetrack. He was working the horse over, Flavia Pratt on the backside. You could see that he was asking him way too early, not used to being asked that early, but yet he still outfinished the rest of the field pretty easily, including Rodriguez and Crudo and some of the others, Hill Road. So, he's definitely in front of that group and just has to make up some ground on Sovereignty and journalism to be right there. And the Pacific Classic is going to be off the hook, Jimmy. I know you're excited about that.
Yeah.
And, if journalism and Baeza go at it, that's going to be a very intriguing race. You have some great older horses as well, Skippy Longstocking, Sierra Leone still yet to run, and they're going to run in the Clark handicap at Churchill. So we're going to see how the older horses now and the 3-year-olds graduate into facing them and see how competitive that this older horse division is, which it's really exciting for the first time in many years.
All right, Kaluch, we've run long in the horse racing, but I got to know, who did they bet you last night on the basketball game?
We actually had some Indiana money, but, it was a good two-way. We sat at 5. Closed it at that. We're up to 6 in the next game. OKC -6 on the road. They didn't look too good last night, guys. I tell you, Indiana stayed ahead of them. This Indiana team is fierce and competitive. The odds are definitely now starting to become closer and closer.
And who you got tonight in Game 4 down in Florida for the hockey?
Oh, I love Florida. I mean, I gave out Florida on that Game 3. We're going to stick with Florida. They're definitely in this team's head. You could see how physical and violent the Oilers were getting. They were frustrated. And, a guy like Brad Marchand just adds to that. The mystique of Florida, him, Kachuk, they're smack talkers. They know how to get under your skin. Watch out for Verhage and Rodriguez tonight. That power play is unbelievable. McDavid better step it up to another level.
What's the price at Rampart right now?
We're currently Panthers -150 at home.
Okay.
Buyback is +130. 6.5 under shaded again 125. That game, really should have went under. It was just all those power plays towards the end of the game and two-man advantages that put the game over. But every game has gone over so far. It's got to go under sooner or later. And we're going to see how Stuart Skinner reacts. I definitely would stick with Skinner, not going to Picard. We'll see how he reacts after getting pulled in that last game.
Follow Dwayne on Twitter at NYBookieDwayne, at NYBookieDwayne. Great stuff, my man. Let's get these Panthers in tonight. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
definitely love you guys. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right, Dwayne Colucci live from the Rampart in Las Vegas. Don't forget our friends at United Community Bank with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest branch at Burbank and Bluebonnet. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. You know, we saw some of our friends yesterday over at Los Reyes. David Campbell, David Henry, Hunter Creed, Itch Glover, Heath Meir, Prentice Wilkes, all our friends over at United Community Bank. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Bryson was on the green for an eagle putt. 3-putt later, it's par. Rory took a 6-foot putt, turned it into a 4-foot putt as he went past the hole. They are having a rough time. The course is winning. Rabelais dancing.
Welcome to Oakmont. Live at Sammy's. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem. Whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing. Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Jimmy, just to reiterate what we were talking about, the City Council in New Orleans is expected to pass today a temporary ban on any other use of the fairgrounds other than the racetrack and the casino that already exists. So this will alleviate any pressure that the zoning commission might have felt somewhere down the line. That the City Council is going to play the heavy here and say, hey, look, unless you're going to put a racetrack up there or gaming up there, you're not going to razz this thing and put up a Jiffy Lube. So we knew that, but the City Council is putting that in place later today.
Charlie, Jiffy Lube?
A bunch of Jiffy Lubes.
Rory, in the rough off the green, about, 40 feet off. He went to about 30 feet. So he's in the green again, in the rough again. The course is winning.
Sick.
Live at Sammy's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crowstead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crowstead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The live arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for total maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian McKnight on our team. They're continuing the tradition of exceptional service that Billy Rapp and Pete McKnight began back in 1987. Custom Colors, located in the Industrial Plex off Seagan.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. WNXX Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
And WDGL HD2, Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
We got Wes here, remember?
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
Wes, oh man, how about you, boy? That place was popping last night in downtown Indianapolis. How was it, my man?
Jimmy, it is a glorious day in the Circle City, man. The sun is shining. People are happy. People are in a good mood. A lot of people that have been pretty much out all night, man, because downtown Indy was popping on a Wednesday night, which you usually don't see really at any part of the year. But last night it was just spectacular. The environment, the crowd played a big factor. The crowd was as loud as I had ever heard it, being in a game in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and that includes the 2000 finals when they played Kobe and Shaq and the Lakers. It was spectacular, man, and the crowd kept them in the game, and the guys brought it home.
Did that series go 6? Am I remembering right? That Lakers
Yes.
Pacers. Okay. So it went 6. This was going at least 6. Or the Pacers are winning. Still, the odds makers have it as the Thunder as the favorite. But man, quick turnaround. Are you still going to be in town for tomorrow night?
I am. Tomorrow, is, at the risk of sounding like Mr. Obvious, is going to be the pivotal game. And I think who wins tomorrow probably wins the series. And I think there's a good chance that it's going to be the Indiana Pacers because Oklahoma City's got to figure some things out. You know, when we talk about the zigzag theory from a betting standpoint, it's also a zigzag theory from an adjustment standpoint. And Oklahoma City's got to figure out, okay, who's going to help out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander down the stretch? Because you saw it last night. They couldn't make a three. They didn't even make a basket in the final about 6 minutes of the game. And that's the one knock on Oklahoma City, I think, Jimmy, is that as great as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, and he's an MVP, even though I thought Nembhard, Neesmith, and the whole gang did a really good job on him defensively, he's the only guy that they really trust to take a big shot late. And you could tell a little bit. There were some guys that were uneasy on that team late, and I think that proved in the Pacers' victory.
Is some of the youth coming to the surface right now? I mean, the Pacers had, they've got more playoff seasoning. They went, around further last year, and they've got a little bit more age. They certainly have more age on the bench, more experience in seasoning that day. And we talked about it earlier, Wes. By the way, all of us agree. Whoever wins Friday night is going to win the series. We're all in agreement there. This series, watching it down the stretch when it gets tight, Oklahoma City to me has a little bit of front runner in them. They have pounded some teams and some games in this postseason. But, man, a lot of they have multiple games, not just this series but previous series. When it gets tight, they get a little tight, and Indiana seems to be just fine. It reminds me of the Celtics, Boston. Boston's fine. They had some big wins, won comfortably in Games 3 and Games 5. But, man, those leads, and all of a sudden when it's tight, New York is way more comfortable down the stretch. The Pacers are way more comfortable if they can get it tight late, say 5-5, within 5 at the 5-minute mark, just roughly speaking. That's the big ordeal, and it was again came to fruition last night.
No, I think you're absolutely right, Jimmy. What do they call it when it gets late and it gets tight? Butt puckering time, and that's what it was. I think for Oklahoma City last night, and it's really weird to see that a team that won 68 games in the regular season, and they're very good, but they have not covered a road game in the playoffs. Still have not as of last night. I think 0-8 on the road against the number. Remember those Memphis games we talked about? They were life and death to beat a borderline playoff team in the Grizzlies, and then they didn't cover any of the games on the road against Denver. Okay, former champion 2 years ago, no shame in that. And then they got blown out at Minnesota and then had to win that tight game in game number 4 where they still didn't cover the number. So like I was saying last week, these guys are not exactly road warriors on the road in the playoffs.
And they missed, you talk about those nerves and they close out, and I hate to use your term butt puckering, but missed 7 free throws and 4 of them in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
There were a number of times where they could have closed a little bit more, and they missed some big free throws.
That was a lot down the stretch.
4 in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, 4 out of 8, was it?
I don't know how many, but they missed 4 in the last 7 minutes.
Even the broadcast talked about, or the post game, I'm not sure as far as SVP's, on site show, but they talked about the crowd, and it came across on the broadcast during the game as well. Look, any NBA final, a game 3, there's going to be a good crowd. This crowd seemed to have a little extra juice, a little extra hunger, and we know, okay, it's a basketball state, man.
Yeah, that's what the T-shirt said last night. In 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana.
Okay.
And, just this team, everybody contributed something last night. Like Miles Turner was sick as a dog. Didn't score a lot, but he had 5 blocks. T.J. McConnell, he has 5 steals off the bench. Benedict Mathurin, how about him? I mean, they were ready to run him out of town after the first couple games in that Knicks series in the East Finals, but he absolutely steps up to be the leading scorer of the game. Everybody contributed, and that's why I think the Pacers were more alive in this series than they were given credit for by the national media, because they trust everybody. Rick Carlisle trusts everybody, and they, of course, trust Rick Carlisle and his staff. And Rick, I thought, made great adjustments, exploited those mismatches with Siakam against Hartenstein. And what they did, I think the overriding theme of Game 3, they attacked the paint. And that's what you have to do. You have to attack Holmgren. You have to attack these guys off the dribble. You have to attack Hartenstein and get to the rim. Pacers didn't shoot the 3 very well last night. They only made, I think, like 9 of 27, but you're going to get good looks. You're going to get good looks when you attack the paint. And when Tyrese and Andrew Nembhard, they're capable of getting about anywhere off the dribble. So they're going to get good looks. But what surprised me so late was how the Pacers locked down on defense, where the Thunder, they didn't exactly get good looks. Like, they missed all those shots, but they weren't getting good looks. And I felt that they were just a little bit out of gas in game number 3.
49-18 was the number off of the bench. There's no doubt. So it's and sort of, and all the shenanigans and all the the entertainment first on the with Shaq, Barkley, and Kenny Smith. There's no doubt the most insightful thing that Barkley talks about is, look, your role players are way more comfortable at home, and it seemed that way. I pointed to, and I told you this earlier in one of our conversations, Wes, but talking about Mathurin, I thought it was, I think, Cleveland game maybe 2. He was unbelievable. When they fell behind, that was when Cleveland had to sit 3 starters out, the second, third, and fourth lead, and they were down 20, another one of those games. But Mathurin was so big and kind of keeping it within striking distance. He's a heck of a player. How about the two players from, one from Oklahoma City, one from the Pacers, that's from Montreal, that they played against, and the other ones are from I think Toronto or whatever, but the Canadian influence. And you could see Dort trying to get into Mathurin's head, and Mathurin's just kind of laughing at him last night. So what else could you tell from the game, that you were at the game, that maybe we couldn't tell on the broadcast?
Yeah, I just think you could sense with the body language with these guys, because these guys got down early. So the fans are different than the players. The fans are like, oh, my God, here we go again. You're down 15-6 at that first time out. It's like, okay, man, maybe they were right. Maybe this is going to be one-way traffic. But after that blowout in game 2, but it wasn't. They kept driving and driving and driving, and kept the faith. The crowd kept the faith with them and would make little runs to stay in the game. And then second half, they were the way better team. They were absolutely the way better team in the second half, even though the Thunder got on that run immediately out of halftime. And I just felt that, exploiting those different mismatches, like I was saying, Siakam against Hartenstein, and then the way that they switched defenders on SGA, too. They sent a lot of different guys at him, not only Nembhard and Nesmith, they get most of the credit, but even Ben Shepherd off the bench, the kid that played at Belmont. Not really great at guarding off the dribble, but he did a pretty good job on SGA. Like, SGA had 12 at halftime, but he was having to work his butt off to get those points. And that's what you got to do. You got to make that guy work, man.
Wes, I may be getting ahead of myself here, but if the Pacers win this series, does it put Rick Carlisle in the Hall of Fame? You win an NBA title.
Oh, with two different teams?
Well, I'm asking.
Yeah.
But his winning percentage overall, 54%, is not overwhelming. He's got a losing record in the playoffs, which most do. But there's only two other guys that have done that, Jackson and Riley, and that's it.
Springfield's not Cooperstown. He's in.
Yeah. Wes?
100%, I believe he's in. And he's taken over, some rebuilds. This is not like, this is not discrediting some of these other coaches like Phil Jackson, but it's like he's had ready-made teams for him, whereas Rick Carlisle, he has had to coach what they give him. And the Pacers, this is not in Indianapolis a free agent destination necessarily for top-end players. So they've had to, make trades, and they've had to get it right in the draft, and you have to coach those teams. Now, in Dallas, he had a superstar with Dirk Nowitzki, but had a lot of complementary pieces around him. So he knows what he's doing, and he's been a really good coach, and he's worked his way up for a long time, too, because don't forget, he was in the CBA all those years ago at the Albany Patroons. So, this is a guy that worked his way up and just is a terrific coach and a great basketball mind.
Hey, Wes, DeChambeau just finished his round at 3 over. It looks like several of your picks are all kind of clustered. He finished 3 over. English finished 3 over today. Shoffley, who was playing with DeChambeau, is 2 over. He birdied the last hole to go 2 over. Aubert is 2 over. Comfortable where these guys are, or your thoughts early into the first round at Oakmont?
Yeah, I'm looking at the afternoon, and I'm hoping John Rahm and Joaquin Neiman can go a little bit low. A little bit disappointed, but I think when you look after the first round, you don't want to overreact. J.J. Spawn, credit to him, a great round of 66, but that's tough to do. This is just going to get tougher and tougher over the weekend. And, when I was trying to guess what the winning score would be, I thought maybe 1 or 2 under par. It wouldn't shock me if this comes back to earth a little bit and you maybe get even par or even over par as the winning score by Sunday. I think it's just going to get tougher and tougher.
Yeah, the over-under was winning score was minus 1.5, and I wanted to take the 1.5 or better. I would have taken worse. Yeah, I think this the winning score maybe over. I mean, now listen, the rain can come in and soften and kind of calm down, the greens a little bit, but still. I mean, a guy like Shane Lowry, who excels on tough courses, is not over today.
Yeah, he's heading to 79. You think anybody can get out of this afternoon round without making a bogey? That was the most impressive thing this Spawn's round. I mean, 66 is impressive no matter what. He didn't make a bogey today, Wes.
Yeah, he did. A great round for JJ, and he's a guy that's kind of been coming along a little bit. Remember, he went to the Players playoff. That was that Monday finish with Rory. Couldn't get it done, but this is a guy every single week you look at him on like strokes gained approach. He's right up there in greens and regulation. He's just a really good ball striker. So, I wouldn't doubt if he continues to at least contend over the weekend, but I do think he's going to come back to the path, though, after that 66 today. I don't think anybody goes bogey-free in the afternoon. I would be very surprised.
Any adjustments? So Scheffler, the current favorite, these are the live odds right now, plus 275. Spawn, 10-1. Rahm, 12-1. DeChambeau, 14-1. Griffin with a nice round at 16-1. Any opinions on the live wagering available right now?
Well, I think Rahm. I felt he was going to play well this week, and I'm going to stick with that. But then again, you mentioned the 800-pound gorilla, Scotty Scheffler. It's like, oh, by the way, he hadn't played yet, so he could go out and maybe shoot, 2 under or something, and then he's damn near an odds-on favorite, even if he's 2 or 3 off the lead. That's just where he's going to be. You never get a bargain on him for the in play. So we shall see. If these fast greens, like I don't think the narrow fairways and the rough is necessarily going to bother him as much as maybe these fast greens that are going to be really quick on the weekend. They're already quick now, but they're even going to get quicker, and that's kind of the great equalizer here at the U.S. Open.
Wes, you going to be able to make it to game 4?
I believe so. I believe I'm going. If not, I'll be right outside the Gingrich Fieldhouse with the folks at the watch party, but I'll be somewhere.
We when we were there for the Final Four, we did shows. It was right near the Circle area. It was a Champ Sports Bar, actually, where we did it. I don't know if you know that kind of that general area. So which was within walking distance, to the arena and things like that. But of course, St. Elmo's, we hit that. Yes, a lot of horseradish with the shrimp, but we had to. So we had to. But man, that's good. You can hear it in your voice, man. You're excited, and man, a lot on the line on Friday night, man. It's hey, look, just get to the game. It was a big win last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the whole spirit of the city, man, and being able to just walk around everywhere. It's easy walking distance. That's why we want these events, the Final Four and the Super Bowl, and all these events to come here with more regularity. But it was just cool, and the town is in a good mood, and that puts me in a good mood.
Man, best of luck, Wes. We're thinking about you watching these games, man, and let's yes, sirs, baby. Let's bring them home. So knock off the big favorite.
Absolutely.
All right, follow Wes Reynolds on Twitter, on X at Wes Reynolds 1. Great stuff with the basketball and golf. Charlie, anything he mentioned that you wanted to follow up on?
Well, I'm so curious now as to what Scotty Scheffler's going to do in the afternoon after watching this.
What is his over-under,
this mini bloodbath in the morning.
+1?
Yes.
You would put that?
Minus 140 to shoot over par today.
Minus 140.
70.5 was the round score. It might be actually a little bit higher.
I'd have to lay it.
I think so. That was before the round started. Now that we got some results rolling in, I'm going to see what his live odds are on that. But I mean, it's rare that Scotty Scheffler's favored to shoot over par. But I mean, they're winning. You have to think of it relative to par, relative to what the field's doing. It's playing 5 over par, so essentially even par is like shooting 5 under on a golf course that's even. So it's just not the same. You have to look at this whole leaderboard differently.
What hole is JT on? Because he's even
He just started. He's on the first hole.
Oh, the first hole.
Yeah,
okay.
we're just getting the afternoon.
I was like,
started.
man, we got him to miss the cut. He's an even par. Well, he's on the first hole. It looks like the way he didn't enjoy that putt that he'll be off to a poor start. So we'll see. Where's Rabelais, huh? I mean, he's so excited.
He is. We're going to have him tomorrow, right before the first game starts.
It's funny because it's deceiving. The course looks beautiful, huh?
Oh, it's a lovely course, and that's the thing. You don't have a whole lot of players complaining because they just know the golf course is hard. It's set up hard. It's not tricked out. It's not like some of the U.S. Opens of 10 years ago where they were manipulating the course just to make it difficult. This golf course is just plain hard. It looks great, but it's just that's the way it's designed.
Fill me in here, Max. The USGA representative at the media availability. They asked him. He says, "No, our course is going to whip your ass." Basically, what was that?
That was probably the Oakmont. Someone in the Oakmont membership. Oakmont, the members there are very adamant. This is the hardest golf course. We want it to.
No. This was USGA rep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say the USGA said this year they are not planning for the winning score to be over par. They're not playing for that intentionally. But the over now is 71.5 for Scotty Scheffler. So over under 71.5. That's 1 over par.
So he's got to shoot for you to win. You got to two over a worse, 2 over a worse. Yeah, it had to.
The play's only going to get harder this afternoon as the course firms up a little bit. With enough daylight, it gets faster and firmer and even more difficult. So
they're going to put the holes behind the drawbridge if anybody shoots anywhere. What JJ Spawn shot this morning, they get angry when they.
So how do you feel about this, Max?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. It's a fair test. It's not unfair. That's the big thing. I don't like when it gets gimmicky, hard for the sake of being hard.
A good shot not being rewarded or being penalized.
We don't see this enough on the PGA Tour. Bad shots are getting boned. They're getting penalized right away. That doesn't happen. Sometimes you'll see normal PGA Tour events where the winning score is 15, 20 under par. You'll see a one-hand finish for some golfer. They hit a bad shot, and they end up just fine. They can make par very easily.
So we're playing on Fallen Oak, Max and I, okay? And he says, you see this crap? I mean, the pros, we get some kind of rule in, and I'll be able to move my ball here. No, but I have to hit it right here. So
yeah, they get TIO relief. They get all these different breaks and stuff. From times if they hit a fan, they might end up in a perfect lie in the rough. But in this case, I'm kind of happy that I'm not playing this week.
And
'cause I probably
Charlie,
should
and
have-
that's all you're getting as far as the reports from my golfing game. So anyway, beautiful facility. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows. Does your homeowners association require wood windows like mine? Yes, indeed. Did you not get Relief Windows with the original construction of your home like mine? Well, you got to go see my friends over at Relief Windows. I sure wish I would have done this with the original construction of my home, and I wouldn't have to replace it. They'll come out, evaluate your situation, bring up the computer, do a little computer rendering, and adjust it. You like this, you like that, and you get the best of both worlds. The architect is happy. They look great. They look great. The builder is happy. They are functional, and it works. And then also they last as well. Get a brand new home, you think everything, well, it's all new, but what's built to last, these windows are, man. Not only do we offer wood window replacement services unmatched anywhere in the Gulf region, but it's the highest quality products. Check out our windows at reliefwindows.com. The wood windows, vinyl windows, storm impact windows, made to help protect against hurricane force winds and impact from storm debris. And yes, handle the extreme weather conditions in Louisiana. From this hot humidity to that hard rain we had yesterday to the damn snow we had in the winter. Relief Windows at reliefwindows.com, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 288-8138, and reliefwindows.com.
Live at Sammy's on Highland Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games. Just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 Wesley, near Nicholson.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for total maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. Louisiana Sports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life. giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Patial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
With Odd and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Sammy's Live at lunch. Sammy's on Highland Road. Invite you to come on by and join us here on the right side for lunch here today. We got odds, updated odds on the College World Series, and also we're going to be doing a live show tomorrow before our show, live podcast tomorrow before our show. Max, part of the Bettor's Paradise and Bet Rivers Network.
Max, tell them where to find it.
Yeah, so College Sports Rush YouTube channel. Look up College Sports Rush. Many of you are subscribed already, but subscribe if you haven't already. College Sports Rush YouTube channel, and you can actually get a notification right now. It's already scheduled 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. We're previewing the Friday and Saturday games, the best bets, all that stuff. So it's going to be on YouTube live 9 a.m. tomorrow morning on the College Sports Rush YouTube channel.
And the thing about that is, too, Charlie, you've been doing most of the heavy lifting, but 7 of 8 winning weeks. That's not easy.
Yeah, we had
the first round, the March Madness, when the first round, the regional round turned into March Madness. All the upsets.
It did.
That was one. Like I had hooked up with Oregon, to win their regional. They don't win a game.
I'm still. If you flip my Georgia Tech bet, which I really liked, I would have probably gone 8 for 8. That one stung a little bit after they won the first one. They lost to Murray State. Murray State, our friend Patrick Everson gives us this little nugget. I'm sure this will change by the weekend, but right now, according to Patrick, who does for Vegas Insider, there's been enough flyer bets on Murray State at plus 4,000 that at the moment they are the biggest liability for the books.
I would be very surprised. The one thing about Murray State, what's the strength of their team?
Well, they can hit.
That's right. And then is this a park where hitting's going to carry you?
No, it's tough. And they lean on that closer. I think they used him 6 times in 11 games, and some of them for multiple, including the last 2. That's a heavy workload for any kid. To ask him to do it 3 weeks in a row now would be really tough. They are also hitting, Jimmy. I looked this up this morning to give Hunt credit on this stat. They are hitting 60 points over their season average in the postseason. 60 points. I mean, listen, anybody can. That's over 11 games. That's their conference tournament also. But to ask a team to go up against the pitching that they'll see in this park to continue to hit, look, great accomplishment if they don't do anything else. But they have played over their heads. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. But God bless you. Can you play over your head for 4 more games, 5 more games? I mean, maybe so. I've seen stranger things, but they're the long shot underdogs for a reason. Some of the totals came out this morning, and all of them are under double digits except for that Murray State-UCLA game, which is at 11. The opening game, when we finish up on the air tomorrow at Rufino's, Arizona and Coastal Carolina go. And Coastal Carolina's a big favorite in this game. Starting pitcher, 12-0 on the season. They are minus 275 over Arizona.
Oh, you got the starting pitcher?
Well, I'm projecting that's who they're throwing if they're minus 275. We'll find out later this afternoon for sure, I think. But at minus 2
through Saturday, game 2 in Auburn. Well, he's a big difference.
He's 12-0, ERA just over 2.
Right. He was phenomenal.
They're a big favorite over Arizona, and that total is 9, which has come down just to 9 since this morning. You said it opened at 9.5 or 10.
9.5. It's at 9 and 8.5. half.
Yeah.
No, it's come. I mean, a whole run. That's a lot.
Oregon State is also a pretty significant favorite tomorrow. Second game, they're minus 195. Louisville coming back at plus 143, and total on that game is just a little bit higher at 9.5. Oregon State, they scuffled in the first game of the regional. They lost. And then in the first game of the super regional, they were down 4-1 going into the ninth inning, and then they rallied for 4 runs against Florida State to win that game. So they haven't been great in game ones, but they're a big favorite tomorrow against Louisville. And then UCLA, the biggest favorite in game one, minus 315 to plus 205 with Murray State. And Arkansas LSU, just a little bit of movement since this morning. LSU, when I woke up today, was straight even money. Now they're minus 107. Arkansas minus 136. I wouldn't be surprised, Jimmy, if this goes off with both teams minus 115, something like that. If you got minus 136 to minus 107 now, I expect that to squeeze. That's going to squeeze a little bit, I think, by Saturday.
I think so. LSU's pretty public. And, so I'm already wrong on it, and I thought that LSU would go off about $1.30. And Arkansas would be about even money. So it's even more extreme at this point. Value on LSU? Yeah, I think so right now.
Absolutely.
I think, yeah. So if you tell me like the timing, and listen, Randy McKay is just why he's one of the best. He's really good at beating closing line value. But it could be tricky. The one thing I did say on our Tuesday podcast is that as soon as the total comes out with Coastal Carolina, the Coastal Carolina game, I would suggest the under. I would take as much as under 8.5, but I think it's going to come out about 10. Came out 9.5, and Charlie, it's hours later, it's down a run at some places. LSU, I think minus 107 at Bet Rivers right now. You getting any plus money on LSU anywhere?
I did see plus money. I think at Bet Rivers earlier.
At this point, it was plus. It was even. It was plus 100 when I woke up this morning.
Okay, so it's already starting to adjust. Tell me what Max will look up at the best line, but no, I would recommend you're going to bet LSU, bet them now.
And at 130 minus 136, Arkansas is not nearly as attractive. If these lines would be flipped, I would say Arkansas was the value at minus 107, and I think LSU is the value at minus 107. I think these teams are remarkably even.
Of the 4 games, with the price, LSU is my favorite pick. And that is because, Anderson, and I said yesterday, I mean, these rosters are they're close. I can make an argument. We talk about, if it matters at all, having won some whatever. But listen, give me Anderson. I can have any pitcher. And the guy for Coastal's tempting. If I could have any pitcher for one game, he is tempting. But I'm going to take Anderson.
Yeah, I'm
going to take Anderson.
He's the guy I want. And I'll tell you another thing. Win or lose, LSU is going to be, in my opinion, a massive favorite in the second game because Anthony Ianson is going to be a big favorite over anybody that Murray State throws, and assuming that UCLA throws Barnett in the first game, which I think there's a pretty significant drop off to Landon Stump, their number 2 guy. Anthony Ianson's going to be a big favorite. In the second game.
Shoot is important whether or not he throws for Murray State. Remember, he threw 119 in the first win.
No, you're right. They could hold him for the second game because he's not ready to go tomorrow. Is that yeah?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good point. I think Ianson would still be favored, but that would be you'd have to look a little closer.
I mean, he was one of those guys on regional Monday that when LSU's playing Little Rock and Ole Miss is playing Murray State and Southern Miss is playing Miami. How many was it? Like 8 pitchers who started game 1 on Friday, came back and pitched on Monday, like Ianson. Shoot was that guy.
I got you.
Yeah. He's a big drop off from him. After.
And UCLA is so much more reliant on their bullpen. Maybe more than any other team in this tournament. This is another good stat today. In the Super Regional, the starters recorded 32 outs, and the bullpen recorded 49 outs. usually if you have to rely on your bullpen for that much, it usually comes back to bite you. But it hasn't for UCLA. Their bullpen was lights out against a very good hitting UTSA team.
Caesars has the best number right now.
Which
even
is
money.
Even money on LSU. Okay.
Yeah, I could bet 20 cents with Caesars right now.
I'll take it. Maybe a good Father's Day gift will ease your troubles. We sent EJ. Did we get him directions to the Thibodeau store yet to get you something for Saturday? Father's Day is this weekend.
Charlie, he is minus 480 that he knows that Sunday is Father's Day. Okay.
Well, send him an alert on his phone.
Somebody hit him over his head. You know,
if you're looking for something for your dad, the Thibodeau store is
maybe a supervisor.
Some unique stuff.
Charles, knock him upside the head for me, Charlie.
Cypress furniture, benches, swings, gliders, and rockers. Tons of grills and griddles, plus the Big Green Egg cookers. And all of the look, Big Green Egg Cooker is a major purchase, but all of the accessories that go with the Big Green Egg Cooker, if he's already got one, they've got an entire selection there. The custom Cajun cookware, also power tools, hand tools, stuff for your garden, lots of fishing gear, and gift cards available. If you don't know what to get, Dad, let him go.
It was an Iverstein feast on the Green Egg last night. I had the choice ribeye from Iverstein. I had the steak burgers, which just are unbelievable. I just add a little seasoning to them, to my liking. I had 24-hour marinated wings. I had EJ's 24-hour marinated chicken breast strips. I mean, I've had 3 neighbors. I called them. They said they all ate. I said, well, let's go, Pacers. We're going to have a feast tonight. So we had somebody came in there at Iverstein. It reminds me of the Thibodeau store. And they said, hey, I want to give a gift. I get here, I don't know, 100, 150, 200, but whatever. Put me some things together.
Yeah.
So they gave them some steak burgers. They gave them some sausage.
So
But go to the Thibodeau store. So my dad's an outdoor cook. He's got a grill. He's got his outdoor burger. But give them some of these accessories, and they could put you kind of a pack together. The little seafood boil nets of all different sizes. You've got the if you want to go all in and get the rigs and the pots and stuff like that. You get all the spoons and the wooden spoons and the roux spoons and the metal ones, all kinds of different just all kinds again to your bricks. On your charcoal for your green egg. If you don't have the electric igniter, that's a must. That's a given. So that could put you something together for sure.
900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, and online thethibodeaustore.com. Live at Sammy's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please please, the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
Live at lunch with Odd and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And today's show also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners, because when it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike. Let Coastal Capital Advisors help you the way they've worked with our family. You can work with your business partners, your legal team, your tax professionals to make sure all of your goals are in line no matter where you are in life, no matter what your income level or what your age is. They can get a plan that's tailor-made, perfect for you to maximize your return when you reach retirement. Call Phil Fontenot and his staff, 337-981-1376. Online, it's coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA, SIPC. Some of the heavyweights are teeing off here in the last 15 minutes or so, including Scotty Scheffler and John Rahm, who both parred number one. But Sam Burns came out of the gate with a birdie at number one. He's starting at number one. Hatfield's starting on the back nine. He's starting at number one, and he is one under par. Jerry, how do you think that the mental part of it, what he went through last week, 4 playoff holes, the Sunday was a long day for him. He got in. Well, how long was it ahead of?
About an hour.
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay. So you got to wait around an hour and a half, and then you play 4 full playoff holes on a par 5, and you come up just short. And you got to put that behind you and go play in the U.S. Open.
Does it beat missing a cut and being rested? Your game is in form?
I don't know.
Max, I would think I'll be a little encouraged that he's got to, he's recapturing some of his form.
Yeah, considering
this guy's on the damn Ryder Cup team. He can't sniff the Ryder Cup team a month ago. You know, so now he's we know he has talent, but I think he's had a few. I mean, there's a reason you guys picked him going into last week besides just out the blue. So he's showing some signs because he was in a funk, man.
Right, considering he was showing some signs, yes. Now, for somebody like Rory, we'll see how he handles this week, but maybe last week doesn't matter that much. Maybe he can spend some time working on his game, but ultimately, yeah, Burns has been trending, and so to keep that going, I think that can only be helpful for this
I think
week.
that's a bad comparison, Max. Rory, look, he flat out admitted it. He said, look, man, I've been having a hard time finding motivation since I hit the career grand, the career slam. In the match. we connected the dots. We thought it was but for him to come out flat out say it.
See Albert Hainsworth with the big contract, man. Okay, I got my money out there. I don't think it's that bad, but you know what I'm talking about. We've seen it happen a bunch in
Brian
team
Kelly,
sports.
get a 10-year deal on the tail end of his career.
You
and he
get
just shuts
that
down
big,
recruiting.
You get that big contract, and sometimes the motivation, the hunger, ain't there. Hell, you ain't been hungry since you won that belt. That kind of thing.
Well, it's such an accomplishment. Yes, it's an exhale spot.
Yeah.
He's in. I mean,
it's a lifetime accomplishment.
Wait, didn't we see Koepka? Wasn't he partying pretty good at the hockey games after he won?
Has been.
Huh?
Big Panthers fan. I think.
No, but I'm talking about when he won. What major was that? Man, he was
US Open.
jacked up, bro, at the
PGA.
Panthers games. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That was. Yeah. I mean, maybe he'll try to get the weekend off this week just so he can watch his Panthers play.
DJ. Now, DJ, once he got his contract with Liv,
got his
his motivation was questionable to begin with.
Look, Bryson has kept up. There have been a couple examples. Patrick Reed still plays pretty well. He finished top 5 at the Masters this year. Joaquin Niemann has certainly played well since he went to Liv. But you look at a lot of other examples of a Cam Smith.
Cam
a
Smith
Brooks
is the
Koepka.
biggest to me.
You could think of quite a few also that come to John Rahm. I wouldn't say we've decided yet on him. He hasn't really performed in majors since he joined the Liv, but it's still pretty short term, and he's still playing well in Liv. So hard to tell with him. But certainly a Cam Smith, a Dustin Johnson, a Brooks Koepka. You're seeing that the move to Liv has been detrimental to their games.
It's I mean, you're getting paid the same whether you win or lose.
And you're playing
one
less. You're playing one less round a week. One more thing on Rory, who, by the way, shot 2 under on the front 9, which he played the back 9 first, but 2 under on the front 9, 33, 41, 6 over on the back 9. So he's plus 4, 74 for the first day. I thought about this.
Gonna miss the cut.
I think if you're at 4 over, you're right in that middle ground, right? You got to make a decent move tomorrow, but I think 7 over is probably going to be the cut. Is my guess right now. 7 over tomorrow.
He shoots this again tomorrow. He's accomplished what scarce few people have ever accomplished, and I thought about that line that they had about Bobby Knight when they won the gold medal in '84. He went to a stream and fished up in Montana because that's what he wanted to do. That was his reward to himself. He had multiple national championships, an Olympic gold medal, and he was at that time, he was the top amateur basketball coach in the world. And they said he had accomplished everything. Every goal on his career list had been accomplished, and he was 42 years old. Was he going to be able to keep it? And Knight did. I wonder about that with Rory. You have been grinding on this since he was probably 4 years old. The first time he picked up a golf club, whatever age it was, and now he's accomplished it.
But it was,
and then it's the next day. Then what?
It's been 10 years.
Yeah, it was a 10-year thing. Is because as soon as he gets to the press conference, which he'll show up if he wins, so he'll try and run you over in the parking lot if he misses the putt on a major. But he's
that's so true. I'm sorry. That's deserved. He's got that coming.
And so he says, before they can ask the first question, well, what y'all gonna write about for the next 10 years?
Yeah.
So he's letting you know, he is divulging his feelings and all that. So yes, he may be like this for a year or two, and so I want to try and devote myself back again.
We talk about
grind.
exhale spots in college football all the time.
Yes,
this is an exhale spot. It's just a matter of how long.
It's a career exhale spot.
Does it last? A year? Does it last a month? Does it last?
I bet him to miss a cut.
I did too.
290. Yeah.
Yes,
no doubt. That was a play, and look, he was looking good for quite some time. He can put the game together. He's going back to an old driver, an old model. That's the other thing. He was rather coy with the media yesterday or Tuesday about what driver he was using.
Did you see him on? So what do you make of him with his what he chose to hit his first shot of the day? A 3-iron.
The whole kind of forced that.
Okay. That wasn't like a big statement.
There's a big ditch, so he can't really hit driver on that hole anyway. But he hit driver well enough for much of the round, but ultimately got him in trouble in a couple holes and ended up falling back to the field.
Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. Is it hot? You betcha. I thought that rain was going to bring in some cool air over here. Not the case. That if your AC breaks down, call our friends over at Total Maintenance. My man Lucas Ragusa runs a great business. The guys, the techs that come to your house are going to be courteous. They're going to be on time. Man, he's been doing it for a long, long time. Total Maintenance is one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies since 1980. They service New Orleans, they service Baton Rouge, but they don't compromise the service in either area. They have completely different offices, completely different staffs devoted to just those. So if you're in Baton Rouge, 480-1000, 480-1000. And service today, every day. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. Call today, get service today. So, man, you get in a jam. Nobody wants that AC going down for any extended period of time. Call our friends who support us here at Live at Lunch. It's Total Maintenance, 480-1000.
Live at Sammy's on Highland Road. Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food...
Say when.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Handegriff. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. We're getting you ready for the College World Series. Scott Rabelais is up in Omaha. Plus, Bruce Marshall, Troy Macker, and Chris Massaro join the show. Live at Lunch from Rufino's, 11 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Rock painting, and much more. Pretty much whatever home maintenance you need, Clean Sweep can handle it. Call Pat Green at 300-7064 for a free no-obligation estimate. Fully licensed and insured, reasonably priced, and for over 20 years in the greater Baton Rouge area. Clean Sweep, Restoration, and Demolition, 300-7064.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. Conventional omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service.
Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. With 5 new brands and a huge selection of certified and pre-owned vehicles to shop on one lot, we're sure to have the right ride for you.
Shop BayouFord.com and BayouCDJR.com or come see us just off I-10 in LaPlace. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Sammy's on Highland Live at lunch. What the last thing on my mind is college basketball right now, but the ACC-SEC matchups are in for both the men and the women.
LSU, NC State.
Decent guess. That's what I would have done. They're going to Boston. The men are going to Boston College. The women are going to Duke. So the
NC State guy?
NC State pulled. Let's see. Where did the Auburn? They're going to Auburn. Willie Wade's friendly with Bruce Pearl.
That's right.
Sharon attorney, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. North Carolina, Kentucky, and Florida at Duke are the headliners in this thing.
Kentucky and who?
North Carolina.
Well, Kentucky. I think Kentucky's trending up. I think North Carolina's trending down. And North Carolina wasn't good by their standards anyway. The last team to get in.
No, they weren't. Just from a name standpoint, I guess.
No, I get it. I get it.
What else? We got Louisville at Arkansas. Yeah, those are the headliners.
Oh, really? Calipari against Louisville. Okay.
Against
right.
Louisville. Those are the.
They're going to be
big
much
games.
improved, Charlie. They were good. They were good this past year, but that guy, he's
a good class. Yeah.
He's kind of
30.
He's good with the new array. Embracing the transfer portal. He's going to be just fine. I mean, immediately, and they're just going to be that much better.
Thanks to the folks here at Sammy's again.
Yeah, Sammy's,
Crawfish for
man, the
one
original.
more weekend. Come on out for Father's Day.
Last weekend, this weekend. So Father's Day is the last day we're doing boiled crawfish. So we'll get that last little pop before we shut them down for the season over here at Sammy's Grill in Highland Road. And boiled crabs coming soon around the corner.
Tomorrow at Rufino's. Thanks. This has been Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance for AC and Heating.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate it.
All right, see you.
Shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance